And we're here. As you just saw that second strikeout of the inning by Michael Nottleman. He'll set down Deshaun Mays, which will bring up Otis Stevens here in a 1-2 matchup between the Columbus High Blue Devils and the Shaw Raiders. Shaw coming into the contest 14-8 on the season, 9-1. Good for second in the region. Columbus High School 14-10 and 10-0 in the region as they beat Shaw earlier in the season on March the 6th. Beat them 6-1. As right now it's a 2-0 ball game. As we went through the top half of the first, where Columbus was able to plate two on a Thomas Williams base hit with runners at second and third. And another strike this time is Nottleman on the mound today for Columbus High School. You see out there with Otis Stevens at the plate. Michael Nottleman, Colton Hefner behind the plate. From third to first, David Vega, Axel Serra, Maddox Anderson, and Paxton Wyatt. And after this pitch to Stevens, he'll pop that one foul to stay alive off the screen that time. And then from left to right for the Columbus Blue Devils, Will Seals, Jamari Blackman, and Ren Smith. So far, here in the bottom half of the first inning, you've had Kingston Long and Deshaun Mays go down swinging for the first 2 outs of the inning. And now we've got Otis Stevens at the plate, the third baseman. And he'll foul that one straight back off the backstop for another strike, and it's still 0-2. And let's see here with the 0-2 pitch, what Michael Nottleman's coming up with, and Otis Stevens will call time. And here's we got the stream going here. I'm Mike Frost. Got Richard Holdridge beside me. And in the top half of the first, you had Ren Smith and David Vega able to reach base and end up both of them coming around to score on a Thomas Williams base hit to take that early 2-0 lead in the top half of the first. And that time it's going to be a ball, a little bit of a waste pitch that time from Nottleman to Stevens. Able to not chase that one. And it makes it a 1-2 count. And on the outside corner, strike three. And he gets Stevens looking. 3 up, 3 down as he strikes out the side here in the first. Through one inning is 2-0 Columbus Blue Devils here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Yeah. And we're back here for the top of the second. Blue Devils coming back to the plate. Maddox Anderson, 7-8-9, due up for Columbus. Maddox Anderson, Paxton Wyatt, and Jamari Blackman. As now we'll catch up and get you kind of caught up on the defensive alignment for the Shaw Raiders today. We've got Kingsley Long on the mound with Deshaun Mays behind the plate. From third to first, Otis Stevens, Connor Dormany, Isaiah Copeland, and Dylan Lockhart. And in the outfield, Jordan Bull McGee in left, Kingston Long in center, and Jordan Bray in right field as we get here as Maddox Anderson steps in from the left side, throws righty, hits lefty. And the first pitch belted out towards right center field. Charging in to get it that time is going to be Bray, and he'll make the grab. One pitch, one out here in the top half of the second.
Mike, this is a big region game. Columbus 10-0 in the region. Shaw is 9-1.
Yep, the lone loss coming March 6th to the Blue Devils. There's a 6-1 ball game at Randy Jordan Field.
I tell you, they have really finished 1-2 in this region, hosting home playoff games.
The last couple of years it's been that way, I guess, basically.
Well, last year
Yeah.
I thought they were going to meet in the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Shaw lost to Crisp County at home, and then Crisp County went on to beat Columbus in the second round.
Crisp County, where
Big shout out. Happy birthday to Coach Justin Newman.
yeah, former Shaw Raider.
Yeah, I forgot to wish him a happy birthday on Facebook. I just saw that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, man.
Speaking of Crisp County,
Think of the
Coach
Crisp County, Coach Justin Newman.
And that pitch to Paxton Wyatt is going to be outside to even it up 1-1 here with one down in the top of the second.
Yeah,
Nobody on base.
Don't forget Harris County Northside coming up at 6. We just got finished. I just got done with CVCC doubleheader against Lorene B. Wallace. CVCC takes game 2. Jenna Fox, go-ahead home run. She was the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the
Nice.
game.
Nice dove there. And that one
In there.
just
Ooh.
above the belt on the outside corner to even things up 2-2. on
Yeah.
Paxton Wyatt.
I tell you, these two teams, remember, they met in the state championship in 2001. They both baseball schools, a lot of history.
And they'll
Oh,
get
what
him
a
to go down
pitch.
looking that time. First strikeout of the ball game. For
What a
Long.
pitch.
And he'll set down Wyatt for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Jamari Blackman. Smoke Blackman.
Smoke Blackman, yeah.
The center fielder. Seems like he's back healthy again. We didn't see him in the lineup for a couple of weeks for the Blue Devils.
He also played a little bit of basketball for Coach Terrence Hill.
Yep. And then we also got, I believe, Jeremiah Lovett. He's not playing today for
Yeah,
Shaw.
Jeremiah
Raiders.
Lovett, big post player for Coach Horton.
And a little bit of a defensive swing that time, and he went forward for the strike. And I believe Lovett just signed somewhere, committed to play baseball somewhere in college. I have to look up and see where it was.
Yeah,
I
me
saw
too.
it not too long ago. And that'll be low and outside for a ball to even things up 1-1.
Let's talk a little about the coach, Matt Dormady. He is in his first year. He was an assistant coach last year. Coach Chad Mathis for Columbus.
And that one poked out to left center field, chasing it down, and it's going to drop and go to the wall. McGee unable to get to it as he looks to gather it up, almost going to third base, but
Almost.
stopping at second with the big double, 2-out double.
I do want
by
to say,
Smoke Blackman.
I want to say this. That ball was smoked. No pun intended.
And actually, as Lovett's going to Stillman College. That's where
Stillman.
he'll be going to play baseball.
Okay. All right.
So I believe I saw him
Do
in
you
the dugout.
think?
A little bit of an illness right now, but
Yeah.
hopefully he'll be ready by playoff time. I know we don't have too much longer before the GHSA playoffs start. And now that'll bring us back to the top of the order for the Blue Devils. And Colton Hefner had a ground out to the pitcher in the first inning to lead things off here in the ball game.
A lot of new faces on this Columbus team. Used
yeah.
to seeing.
Oh, yeah, and Hefner, freshman catcher, now moving into the leadoff position. He's had a good year so far
Yeah.
for Columbus High School.
Yeah, back-to-back second-round exits for Columbus. You know, they were in 3A, lost to Mary Persons in the second round 2 years ago. Disappointing three-game series against Crisp County last year. But according to Coach's Box Georgia, they are ranked 5th with all the public AA teams.
That'll work right there. That'll get them a good, at least one round.
Max
in
Preps
the
is
first
going to
round.
get them at least a home playoff game.
Oh,
If they
yeah.
win the region, they might jump all the way up to number 8.
Yeah, and right now, as you see, Colton Hefner, the freshman, coming in batting .361 on the season, having a good year for the young backstop. He's got 5 runs scored, 16 ribbies, 4 doubles, and a triple. As he takes that one, it's now a 3-0 count. He's way ahead here. You can expect him to be taking all the way with Smoke Blackman out at second base in scoring position and 2 down. Already with a 2-0 lead as Mays makes his way out to the mound to have a little bit of a chat with his pitcher. And we're joined here just to my right, as we talked about earlier during the break, Shaw Raider legend
Yeah.
Nick Long got drafted
Nick
by the
Long.
Montreal Expos in the 4th round in 2001, now a scout for the San Francisco Giants.
Nice.
And that one over the outside corner for a strike, and that makes it now 3-1 as Hefner was expecting to take off for first.
Well, as you can see, his number 7 jersey is retired along with Stephen Register and Edwin Jackson.
Yes, it is. That was all of them came out the same year, 2001, the state title team for Shaw. Well, that was the same year that I believe they won the baseball and the football
By the
title.
way, Mike, why isn't Edwin Jackson in the Chattahoochee Valley Sports Hall of Fame?
No telling. I couldn't tell you. I have nothing to do with the Chattahoochee
Oh, my goodness. What, the 19-year major league career?
Yeah, a no-hitter.
Yeah. I think he's had an all-star appearance, too, but I mean, just that alone should get you in.
I remember because we all came up around the same era. My brother graduated with him. They all got drafted the same year together, Clint.
Yep.
And I remember Edwin's major league debut was on his 21st birthday, and he had to pitch against the Diamondbacks and Randy Johnson.
Oh, boy.
That was his first matchup
Good
as a
luck.
pitcher in the majors. And over the inside corner for a strike, and it's now a full count to Hefner.
Mike, we do have a busy baseball slate around the Chattahoochee Valley. Jordan is in a doubleheader with Sumter County. Kendrick and Spencer. Carver and Hardaway. I mean, we got some
And
good.
I believe Russell County's on the
Russell
road
County
at
and Rehoboth. Yeah.
And a little bit of a pickoff move there. They've got Jamari Blackman in a pickle. 1-3, actually 1-5,
1, 5, 2, 6, 4, 6, 7. Yeah.
1-5-6 pickle there.
A lot
they
of
get Jamari
people
Blackman on the pickoff.
involved in that one.
So Hefner with a full count. He'll come back to bat to lead off the third, but that'll end the top half of the second. No runs on one hit. No errors, nobody left on base. We head to the bottom half. It's still 2-0 Blue Devils here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2,
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
There we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
And we're back here as we get ready to start the second inning here in the bottom half. 4, 5, 6 due up for the Shaw Raiders. Connor Dormany, Bull McGee, and Dylan Lockhart coming up here against Michael Nottleman.
Yeah, Mike, I do want to say something about Michael Nottleman. I've known this guy since he was a freshman, covering Columbus baseball. Georgia Tech commit, a tremendous athlete. He could play tight end for Coach Peters. He's played power forward for Coach Hill. Just a tremendous multi-sport athlete, but he wanted to focus on baseball this year because he's going to be pitching at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, exactly. If he doesn't get drafted too high with the amount of upside some of the scouts might see in him.
Well, we've got a scout to our right that's
got a couple of them over here.
Oh, yeah.
And Dormany swings at the first one and misses for a strike. Nottleman struck out the side in the bottom half of the first inning.
Yeah, that's why we were looking at the schedule, Mike. We saw Shaw Columbus. Obviously, this is the second time they played. They've already played at Columbus. We knew it was going to be a big game.
Oh, yeah. And just off the plate that time for a ball, and it's going to be 1-1 here to Connor Dormany, the shortstop today. I believe last time we saw a little bit of a mix-up in the lineup for Shaw today as Connor Dormany was a starting first baseman against Brookstone not long ago.
Yes, sir.
And swing and a miss to make it 1-2.
Mike, I got a question, though, for you. Can we call this rivalry week? I think this is rivalry week.
Oh, it most certainly
we got
is.
Glenwood Lee Scott later, Opelika Smith Station, Carver Spencer on Friday.
Northside Harris County.
Come on now. This is rivalry week.
It most certainly is in baseball, and that's going to be another hack, and that's the 4th consecutive strikeout to start the ball game.
Oh, Nottleman's dealing.
Michael Nottleman.
He's dealing.
Last time I was on the call for a Columbus game was Brookstone Columbus. It was a great ball game. Luke Vale was on the mound for the Brookstone Cougars. Michael Nottleman for Columbus. Ended up going into extras because it's still 1-1. Both teams scored an unearned run in the first. Nottleman went all the 7
that was
before they went to extras and had 15 strikeouts against the Brookstone Cougars. Strike 1 to Bull McGee that time as he hacked at that one, unable to get anything on it. McGee comes in 3-11 on the season with 2 home runs and 14 RBIs.
It's an absolute beautiful ballpark, Edwin Jackson Raider Field at the Charles Flower Sports Complex. I mean, we got Debbie Ball Field over there in center field. We got a brand new soccer complex. We got the soccer field looking pretty good there.
And that's when you know you're getting old, because when I was in high school, all those guys were still either playing or coaching here at Shaw. Coach Ball, Coach Flowers were both coaching. Edwin, 2 years younger than myself, but now coming around here again 25 years later and seeing everybody. It's a 0-2 count now to Bull McGee, the left fielder for the Raiders today. Again, another one of those athletic players for Shaw. He made 3 outstanding plays in left field, and he'll take another hack at that one. And there's another strikeout, 5 in a row to start it off for Nottleman.
Good night.
Here in this ball game.
Well, I tell you what, we had citywide athletic director Kendall Mills on the Sports Visions Morning Show earlier this morning. I know that this definitely had some interest because when it comes to Muskogee County and these 2 schools really battling for the region, this is really what it's all about.
Oh, most certainly. And they kind of go back and forth year in, year out in baseball here.
Like cameo? Back
yeah.
and forth. Back and forth.
And hack
Whoa,
back
look
to
out.
the screen that time.
I think he was telling me, you know what? You can stop talking.
Yeah. No more singing.
No more singing for you. No more singing for you.
Let's see here. I was trying to see.
Do we have a score update for that first game, Sumter County, Jordan?
I haven't seen it yet. I was looking at it, and I saw that next year, I was looking to see if they were going to be in the same region with the new alignments going on next year.
They are.
And they're both going to be in 4A with Bainbridge, Cairo, Doherty County.
Oh, you're talking about Columbus and
yeah.
Shaw both in 4A.
Hardaway, Monroe, Spencer, and Westover. So that'll be a good one. If anything, that'll be a good region in football next year as well, especially with Westover, Doherty County,
Yeah,
Cairo.
remember they did away with 1A Division II and Division I.
So basically just, even though it says 4A, they're basically moving up just one classification.
How about, did he just
And
strike
another
out the
strikeout
side?
again, so that's another one. That's 6 straight to start the ball game off for Nottleman.
Oh, my goodness.
5 of the 6 have gone down swinging, and that'll end the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, all Ks. And we'll get ready for the third inning coming up here. Still 2-0 Blue Devils on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
We are the only live and local sports talk show in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. Sports Visions 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
And we're back here. We get ready for the top half of the third. Columbus with a 2-0 lead. We're back to the top of the order. Colton Hefner will step back in the plate as he was at bat with a full count when they got Smoke Blackman in a rundown as he was picked off of second, trying to head towards third base. So he'll come back. It'll be an 0-0 count this time to start off the third inning. Again, he grounded out too long in the first to start the ball game off. So let's see if he can try to get on base here. And he'll take the breaking ball low and outside to start things off 1-0.
Yeah, Mike, we got big game tomorrow, Opelika Smith Station here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We got a busy Thursday, man.
We do. What was that? Seven.
Seven events. How are we doing this? I'll be at
Stressful.
CVCC Bevel State. But,
I guess you can say a combination of joyfully and stressfully. 2-0 count now to Hefner. And that'll hit the inside corner for a strike to make it 2-1. Yeah, we spoke of Crisp County earlier. They'll actually be joining the region.
Here we go.
In 3A with Carver, Cook County, Jordan, Kendrick,
Worth
Sumter County, and Worth.
Oh, my goodness.
That's going to be a fun one in the fall when football comes around. I know we haven't had a whole lot of chance in the last couple of weeks since they came out with the realignments to talk about them over broadcast or during the sports show, kind of get in depth of who's going to be playing who next year. But that's going to be fun right there. Is now, I guess we could have just started this way to start off the third inning, because in the top half of the second, it was a 3-2 count when Smoke Blackman was caught stealing going over to third. So now we're back to a full count to Hefner here to start off the third inning. And he'll watch that over the outside corner, and Long sets him down to start off the third. And he asked him, he said, "Were you looking for anything?" And Hefner said, "No, I'm just looking." And he'll head back to the dugout as that goes over the outside corner for a strikeout. And that'll bring up Ren Smith, who reached on a walk and scored in the first inning.
And I do want to say something about the Long twins. I've known them since they were freshmen. They were playing over at Carver. Kingston Long, Kingsley Long have really been just electric ball players the last 3 years for Shaw.
Oh, most certainly. He's that first pitch. Ren Smith out in front of the breaking ball for a strike. Yeah, before the game started, I was up near the press box there talking to their father, Brandon Long, another former Shaw Raider, came out and had a good couple of years of high school ball here at Shaw, and you got Kingston Long on the mound today.
Kingston Long. Kingsley Long also
actually,
pitches.
it's Kingsley on the mound
Kingsley's
today. Kingston.
They both pitch.
Oh, yeah, they do. I believe Kingston started against Brookstone, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Both 6'1", 180, the twins. They actually had a baseball and softball clinic beginning of the month. The Kings of Diamonds over at Sally Little League.
And that one popped up in foul territory, and the snag is made by Deshaun Mays for the foul out off the bat of Ren Smith for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, great catch there by Deshaun Mays.
That's everybody. It looks easier than it is. I caught for most of my life in baseball when I played. And
I caught
one of the things about tossing the mask off, trying to find the ball while it's in the air. You got to worry about backspin, which way it's going to catch, and it's one of those things where just trying to find the ball first is the biggest object of it, and not an easy thing to do. But good job that time by Deshaun Mays to get the out. Now there's nobody on, 2 down from Michael Nottleman as he'll step up to the plate here.
Dangerous hitter for Columbus.
Squaring around a bunt this time, and
is he trying to bunt and get a hit on? Because he does have speed down the line. If he lays it down perfectly, he could probably beat out a bunt.
Well, he was looking at the defense there, and you saw out there was Otis Stevens playing back at third.
He's played too deep.
As well as Lockhart at first base, and that one's going to be outside to even things up 1-1.
Yeah, Columbus comes in 14-10 record on the season. Shaw comes in with a 14-8 record.
And swinging and a miss, and it's now a 1-2 count on Nottleman. As it seems like Kingsley Long settled down after that first inning. And breaking ball off the bat that time on Nottleman. It'll go foul over towards the third base dugout.
So, by the way, Shaw plays Peach County tomorrow. And jokingly, I asked Brett Taylor at Middle Georgia Sports Live, or Braden Holder, somebody, if they're going to live stream that, because they do cover Peach County over there at Middle Georgia Sports Live. But
Fort Valley.
I was just having fun with it.
And a little bit high and outside that time to even things up, 2-2.
And then we're going to have them on Thursday against Pacelli at Diamond Field. And then they got a big region game again, Hardaway on Friday.
We got a big week altogether for the
goodness.
region here, and that was going to be outside to make it a full count.
When you talk about adding to rivalry week, that's another big rivalry, Hardaway and Shaw.
That's one of the things. Hardaway having a little bit of an
Little
up
bit
and
of
down,
down year,
a little inconsistent season so far. They've taken losses to Jordan and Carver, actually, and that's one of the probably one of the more shocking losses of the season.
I think that this game against Carver for Hardaway, the winner could be in the playoffs.
Oh, most certainly. Right now, it depends on the rankings, of course, but
yeah, we're looking at the standings right now. Carver's 4-5, Hardaway's 3-6, Sumter County's 3-6. Can't forget about Sumter County.
not at all. And that one's he's going to draw the walk after going behind 1-2. So Nottleman will reach base now with 2 down, and that'll bring up David Vega.
Michael Nottleman with patience. He's going to get that courtesy pinch runner. Trying to see.
That's going to be Carter Phillips.
Yeah, you've got that roster.
Actually, no, that's
there.
Ryan. That's Ryan Miller, number 40.
Oh yeah, that's Ryan Miller.
I saw the 0, and I immediately looked over, saw number 30, and I was like, nope, that's 40. That's the wrestler that made it to the state qualifying, Ryan Miller.
I tell you what, because I've been invested with Shaw. I've seen them the last 3 seasons host home playoff games in the first round. They got to the second round 3 years ago, lost to LaGrange. 2 years ago, lost to Troup County. And then last year, losing to Crisp County. But this team has been consistent. They've been able to get a good group in their region to where they're able to host home playoff games.
Yeah, most certainly. And then next year, no different there, as they can actually, with the region they have, it's not a real baseball-heavy region. Same as this one. You've got your top 2 or 3 that are going to make it every year. But next year, even with that new region in 4A, it's going to be more of a fall and winter type region. And then baseball, they can pretty much dominate again and expect another playoff run in 4A.
Doubt about it.
Outside in the dirt, good stop that time by Mays behind the plate.
But then you have Columbus. 2 second-round exits the last 2 seasons. 3 years ago, they went to the Elite Eight where they lost to Ringgold. They're trying to just get back to their winning ways. The 12 state championships under the legendary coach Bobby Howard.
Most certainly. That time it gets past Mays to the backstop, and taking off for second is Miller. He'll reach on the wild pitch, and it's now a 2-0 count to David Vega, the third baseman for the Blue Devils. And not seeing any updates yet as we're trying to see some scores as we talked about earlier. Hardaway Carver playing today. Jordan, Sumter County.
And I'll be honest with you, Mike, I don't know if we're going to get any score updates.
Nah, it's probably not. Baseball, a lot harder to get updates during the season than it is in the other sports.
I mean, I can give you score updates from CVCC because we just did the games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And that's going to be a strike, and it makes it a 3-1 count. Vega still way ahead here, but Long trying to battle his way back here after going down 3-0. Trying to get that third out here. He got 2 quick outs to start off the inning, and then they got the walk to Nottleman. And he'll walk Vega this time, so 2 consecutive walks here with 2 down in the third. And that'll put runners at first and second with 2 down for Thomas Williams, who had the 2 RBI base hit in the first to give the Blue Devils a lead. He's the DH today, hitting in place of Will Seals, the left fielder. And low and outside from Long for a ball to start him off 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. Good stop that time by Deshaun Mays again behind the plate to keep the runners from advancing.
Yeah, this has always been a great rivalry, Shaw-Columbus, not just in baseball. We've seen them in other sports, including softball. Obviously, we had pretty good rivalry in football this year. And basketball.
And high and outside snap
Almost.
throw. Over to second. Does
Close
he get?
play.
I believe
I
they
think
could argue that he
I
didn't
think
make
he
it
got
back to
him.
the bag.
I think he got him.
They could argue that he didn't make it back to the bag. The umpire was over at second, had a bad angle, but I believe Lockhart kept David Vega from making it all the way to first base because he slid into his legs and kind of just stopped there. So they're going to get another angle from the home plate umpire, figure out if maybe he saw something differently. From my angle, I believe he was out, but they're going to say, because I'm assuming the home plate umpire didn't see it. But looking down there, I believe this should have been an out for a pickoff.
Yeah, we got a big-time crowd here, Mike. We got the folding chairs up at the Jackson Pavilion, which is over to the left of the press box. All right.
And
we got
umpire a little upset there with some of the chippiness going on after that last call. A little upset that time about the way that call went. They believe he was out at first base, and I can't say that I disagree.
You can never argue with the ump. You just
you can say your word or two, but
you can say your word or two, but you got to move on.
Yep. Once he gets ready for the next pitch, you just got to let it go.
And look, Mike, to be fair, the only time in the history of sports I've seen a call overturned because the fans complained, the Georgia-Texas game.
I know, because I know we were.
It's not ideal.
No, because I know we were complaining years ago during that Braves-Cardinals wild card game.
On the infield fly?
Yeah.
That was atrocious. That was an outfield fly.
Yes, it was.
I didn't realize they called outfield fly rules.
That thing was 200 feet past home plate. And Axel Serra now at the plate, bases loaded. And the first pitch low and outside from Long. Axel Serra popped up to the shortstop to end the first inning. And he's got a big opportunity now to put a crooked number on the board for the Blue Devils and extend this lead. And that one goes in the dirt, 2-0.
But I do want to say the funniest manager that got ejected was Bobby Valentine. Remember, he put on a disguise.
Oh, yeah.
Was chilling in the dugout. There's been some great ones. Lloyd McClendon stealing first base. Oh, here we go.
And they're going to say he's safe at second base.
Yeah, that was a close play again.
And Long. A couple of good pickoff moves here. And also with the snap throw by Mays down to first. But Long already picked off Smoke Blackman to end the second. Tried to do it again here. And that's going to be low and outside. And that'll be a 3-0 count. He's already walked the bases loaded after getting the first two batters out. Now he's behind 3-0.
If you're Long here, you've got to throw a strike. You cannot put him on base.
And he'll put that one in there on the inside corner, trying to come back here and get it and not walk a runner in.
But now Axel Serra's got a hitter's count with the bases loaded.
And you talk about, and in the dirt, ball four, and that's going to be a run scored.
That was close. That was close, Mike.
So another walk. That's 4 walks in a row now. And that'll extend the Blue Devil lead to 3-0. As Coach Dormany calls time to go talk to Kingsley Long on the mound. Seems like he's kind of lost his way a little bit here. Again, getting the first two batters out, and then walking the next 4.
I tell you,
we talked about managers getting ejected, right? My favorite one of all time is Philip Wellman when he was in the Braves minor league system.
Oh, the rosin bag with the grenade,
like army crawling towards
low
the mound.
crawling, pouring making the sandcastle a home plate, pouring the water bottle over it. Oh yeah, you talk about Philip Wellman. Lou Pinella's had some good ones, throwing bases, and we got a new pitcher.
Yep, we do have a new
pitcher.
Is that
Otis
While
Stevens?
he gets ready, it'll be Otis Stevens.
It's Otis Stevens. How about that?
And while he gets ready, we'll take a little break here while he warms up. We'll see you in just a moment here. Still 3-0 Columbus here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes.
You can find the Sports
And without
Visions Morning
business like
Show
yourself,
on
Gordy
Facebook,
Eyecare, none
YouTube.
of our
Also,
coverage
you can
would
listen
be
to us on
possible
Apple
to
and
be able to cover
Spotify by typing in the
16
Sports
different
Visions
high
Morning
schools,
Show
local colleges,
and download the
professional
Sports
teams.
Visions
We'd like to
radio
say
app
thank you
right now
Dr. Griff
in your
Gordy
app
and
store
Gordy
today.
Eyecare for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and then you can make an appointment today at Gordy
We
Eyecare
are the
with
only
number
live and local sports talk show in
334-291-5125.
East Alabama, West Central Georgia.
Keep supporting Gordy Eyecare and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Are you good? And we're back here. Otis Stevens coming in to pitch for the Raiders. And he'll face Maddox Anderson. He throws the first pitch for a strike. As his base is loaded, he inherits all three runners on base from Kingsley Long. Kingsley Long goes over to short. Dorminey makes his way to second base, and Copeland will come to third.
There we go.
So
0-2.
Now 0-2 count.
I do want to shout out these two schools because they both have female athletic directors. So does Hardaway with Kelly Ellison. But you got Vivian Special for Shaw and Danielle McCoy for Columbus.
Popped over to Dorminey, scoops it, throws over to first in time for the 4-3 put out, and that'll put an end to the inning there. So Columbus gets one run on 4 walks, no hits, no errors, 3 left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the third inning. 3-0 Columbus here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Nestled along the Chattahoochee River, City Mills blends historic charm with modern luxury. Stay in boutique-style rooms designed for comfort, just steps away from fine dining at Millhouse Kitchen and Bar. If you're planning a celebration, our event center offers stunning river views, elegant spaces, and a brand new riverside tent. Perfect for weddings, receptions, and special gatherings, rain or shine. Whether you're here to relax, explore, or create lasting memories, City Mills is where history meets hospitality.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eyecare, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eyecare, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eyecare, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eyecare with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eyecare and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And we're back here for the bottom half of the third. Nottleman taking his, I guess, ritually inning starting squat behind the mound to kind of get ready mentally. And he starts off with a strike to Kingsley Long.
Yeah, every baseball player has superstitions.
Well, pitchers are probably the most quirky baseball players there are. Actually, I'd probably say the most quirky athletes there are out of any sport.
No question.
They have their own little things they do, but so far it's working out for Nottleman as he struck out the first 6 Shaw Raiders he's faced so far today, and he gets the first pitch strike to Kingsley Long. And he'll get that one over the outside corner for another strike, and it's now 0-2. So Nottleman coming out on top of his game here. The little breaks between innings, depending on how long the innings last, doesn't seem to be hurting him at this point. And he'll get him down swinging again. That's going to be the 7th strikeout in a row to start off the ball game here against the Raiders. And that'll bring up Isaiah Copeland. Started off the game at second base, moved over to third during the pitching change when they brought Otis Stevens onto the mound. And Copeland will step in now against Nottleman. Again, 7 strikeouts so far in the ball game through 2 1/3. And that one on the outside corner for a strike. And it's 0-1 now to Isaiah Copeland. Just outside that time to even things up 1-1. They're going to see if he went, and he did. Unable to check his swing that time, and it's now 0-2. Copeland coming in batting .269 on the season, hitting in the 8 hole for the Raiders. And that one curved ball. He went for it. That actually, I thought that hit the handle of the bat that
I thought
time.
it did too, but yeah, it hit him.
I thought if it hit the hands, it's part of the bat, so
Yeah,
it should
Coach
be a
Mathis
foul ball.
wants to have a talk with the ump. And all it is just to explain, okay, what exactly happened here.
Where did it hit? Did it hit the wrist or
where
the
did
hand?
it hit? Did the ump? He's going to talk with the first base
He's going
umpire.
to go have another conversation out there. I believe it was a foul ball myself because the way he came around
close.
with the bat.
It was close. It could have gone either way. We do have one out. Tell you, I was last time Shaw played Columbus here. I was on the call for Georgia Alabama Sports Live last year. Michael Nottleman threw a no-hitter, but turned out that the game was awarded to Shaw. They won it by forfeit. I think that Michael Nottleman threw too many pitches last year.
Oh, okay.
Like he already pitched before in a game. I believe that was the call. Shaw was awarded the win, but Columbus won the game.
Gotcha. Well, it looks like they've changed it to a foul ball.
They're changing it to a foul ball.
Yeah.
He's coming back.
So it's going to be, they're going to say it hit off his hands while he was holding the bat. Coach Dormany not too happy about it.
Yeah, it was an 0-2 count.
Another arguable call that went against the Raiders here.
And really,
so Copeland
they're getting a little chippy out there. You got to keep your comments to yourself because this ump, he will throw people out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Copeland makes his way back from first base. He'll get into the batter's box now. Still a 0-2 count. As that last one was a foul ball off the bat. His hands were considered essentially an extension of the bat. So when he went around with the swing, it came off his hands that time. So he'll step back in.
I love the old school look, no batting gloves.
Oh,
like
yeah,
John
exactly.
Olerud.
Evan Gaddis.
Evan Gaddis, yeah, no batting gloves. I love it.
And swing and a miss. He goes down, and that's 8 in a row now for Nottleman. And that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Boris Garcia, the designated hitter for the Raiders today.
Yeah, I remember Boris Garcia. He was on the basketball team.
Yeah, and Garcia coming into the ball game batting .222 on the season. Not a whole lot of at-bats. Seems like he's just kind of cracked the starting lineup for the Raiders. Just 9 official at-bats on the season. And he'll foul that one back off the screen. It's going to be an 0-1 count.
Yeah, that's over where my car is because I pulled up right where Kinnett Stadium is and then doing all the renovation. You just pull all the way up. And then you just walk over. Don't even have to go to the Shaw parking lot.
Yeah, they moved a lot of the stuff because I know I pulled up to come to the game. And like I said, I haven't been here to the ball field in 25 years. It was 2001, the year Shaw won the state title.
Wow.
And the parking used to be out in the right field corner. There's a little parking lot there, and they've got it blocked off with little barricades. And I was like, all right, now I'm lost. So I haven't been here forever. So. And that one in the dirt, and that'll even it up 1-1 now on Boris Garcia. As we look here, bottom of the first up in Harris County Northside with a 1-0 lead.
Here we go.
And that one flared out in foul territory. Looks like it's going to drop foul. Ren Smith unable to get to it, and now behind in the count, Boris Garcia.
Yeah, it's a 1-2 count.
Outside, even things up, 2-2.
Yeah, Columbus has got another big region game this Friday against Jordan.
Yes, they do on Friday afternoon at Jordan High School.
Tell you, that's going to be a huge game.
And that one hit out to second base. The 4-3 on the arm of Maddox Anderson to Paxton Wyatt. And that ends the 8 strikeout in a row streak to start the ball game off for Michael Nottleman, but still 3 up, 3 down go the Raiders. And we'll go to the 4th inning. Still a 3-0 ball game in favor of the Blue Devils on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back ready here for the top of the fourth inning. Starting things off for the Columbus High Blue Devils. Paxton Wyatt, the first baseman, struck out looking his first time. And breaking ball from Otis Stevens lands in there for a strike, swing and a miss from Wyatt, and it's 0-1. Otis Stevens came in with a 3-0 ball game. It was bases loaded, 2 down in the third, and he was able to get out of it and force a ground out off the bat of Maddox Anderson. Big relief coming into the mound from third base in Otis Stevens. And now an 0-2 count to Wyatt. And he'll tip that one back into the glove of Deshaun Mays for a strikeout. Second strikeout for Wyatt on the day. First one for Otis Stevens in relief. And now we'll get to the 9-hole hitter here for Columbus High. Jamari Blackman had that big double out to left field and then was picked off trying to take third.
And the thing about Smoke Blackman, he's not a 9-hole hitter. He's a leadoff hitter.
Well, that's one of those
It's
things.
having an extra leadoff hitter.
Yeah, basically it's the new in thing to do in baseball now is to have a second leadoff guy. And you put him in the 9-hole just like the Braves did when Snitker started putting Michael Harris in the 9-hole when he came up. And so it kind of gives you a little bit of an extension, especially when you get into these ball games and you want to see if you can get somebody on base before the top of the order gets back up. And this time Blackman hits one out to right field. It's going to be chased down and unable to get there as it goes off the wall. And Bray tries to gather it. Blackman looking to go 3 here, using that speed. Dormany with the throw over, and it's not going to be in time. So another 2-out extra base hit from Jamari Blackman. This time it's a triple to right. Actually, it's 1 down. My apologies, as he had a 2-out double in the second. So now he'll be at third base, and that'll bring us back to the top of the order. And Colton Hefner, 0 for 2 on the day. He grounded out to the pitcher and struck out looking in the third. Now he'll step up with 1 on and 1 down. Jamari Blackman just 90 feet away from making this a 4-0 ball game. And tie him out at the plate by Hefner. As now still we look down, it's still the first inning here at Harris County, and it's now 1-1. Actually, it's going to be 2-1 as they just took the lead as we speak in the bottom of the first against Northside. And over the outside corner for a strike to start things off, 0-1 to Hefner. Again, Northside Harris County playing over on Kudzu Sports. Another part of Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Yes, sir.
Outside corner from Stevens, and that puts Hefner behind 0-2. Outside and high on the waist pitch. Hefner doesn't chase it, and it's now a 1-2 count. Put one in the air out in the outfield, and I'm sure you'll get Blackman at least on a sac fly. That's the least or the worst case scenario that Hefner wants to do right now. Just put it in the outfield or hit it over to the right side, but you got the entire infield in for the Raiders. And he's going to watch that one sail by for another strikeout. Second one of the inning for Otis Stevens. Second one of the ball game for Hefner as he drops to 0 for 3 now. And that'll bring up Ren Smith. 0 for 1 in the ball game now with 2 down. He walked and scored in the first and then flew out, or fouled out, I guess you could say, on a pop-up to Deshaun Mays behind the plate. So now 1 on, 2 down for the Columbus High Blue Devils here in the fourth, and that's going to be pop foul. Out of play over the first base dugout. See if Otis Stevens can try to work out of the jam here with Blackman over at third base with 1 out. Now there's 2 down. If he can get out of this and keep it a 3-0 ball game. Swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2.
Yeah, Otis Stevens is dealing here, coming in relief.
There he has. Jamari Blackman has probably done the best as far as putting wood on the ball here in this ball game. Come up twice with a double and a triple. Nobody else really hitting solid contact. That one sails high on a waist pitch to make it 1-2. As you think about it, most of the runs came off. You had those 2 runs on the base hit in the first, but one of those guys that got on was by a walk.
Yeah.
Same thing here in the third inning. You walk the bases loaded, walk to run in. So not a whole lot of hits outside of Blackman for Columbus today. And that in a sail high to even things up 2-2.
By the way, you going to take advantage of those business specials for the Cleanstones? They got some 11 o'clock first pitches.
Oh, yeah, with the was that the Education Day?
Education Day, yeah. We were talking about that at school today. A lot of schools.
Not sure I'll be off work in time for that one.
I like afternoon baseball games, like especially during spring break when these teams are playing like at 1.
And that was going to be chopped foul as he stays alive to keep it 2-2.
Yeah, last year we did the Shaw Northside game during spring break. It had a 1 o'clock first pitch. I like those games.
Yeah, if they have that 11 o'clock
those type of games. 11 o'clock is just too early.
I'm assuming they'll be serving brunch in the Aflac Club.
Oh my goodness, I'm not doing an 11 o'clock baseball game. If it's high school, maybe.
2-2 count, 2 down here in the top of the 4th. And he gets him looking for the 3rd strikeout of the inning, and that'll end the top half of the 4th. Stevens getting out of it with a runner at 3rd to keep it a 3-0 ball game.
I just wanted to come over, and I want to, the saying is Thrift likes to come over and dominate and take over a broadcast. I'm taking over right now. Wow, what a strikeout. We're going to break on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
And we're back here for the bottom of the 4th. Nottleman on the mound. Top of the lineup back up here for the Shaw Raiders, and Kingston Long takes the first pitch for a strike. Again, so far in the ball game, 9 up, 9 down for the Raiders through 3. 8 strikeouts for Nottleman through 3 innings. That one's going to go below the knees to even things up 1-1. So he's been on fire here, throwing from the left side for the Blue Devils. And swing and a miss that time on the breaking ball as he chased that one out of the zone and makes it 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th for the Raiders. Down 3-0. And he's going to chop that one foul over towards the Blue Devil dugout to stay alive and keep it 1-2. Nottleman had a couple of scouts out here watching him for the first 3 innings.
Including Nick Long, whose number is retired.
Yeah.
Over there, along with Edwin Jackson and Steven Register.
Here from the San Francisco Giants to watch Nottleman on the mound today.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking ball off the bat, just tipped that time by Kingston Long as it goes back to keep alive here, 1-2.
Well, you want to talk about left-handed pitchers for the Giants, Madison Bumgarner, Barry Zito.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had some great ones. Yeah, Nottleman definitely fits the bill.
And Nick Long drafted back in 2001 in the 4th round by the now-defunct Montreal Expos. And that's chopped up the middle.
Nationals.
Coming over there, Sarah to throw across is not going to be in time.
That's the speed of Kingston Long.
And that's going to be a base hit, and that's going to break up the no-no here in the 4th.
Kingston Long getting the base hit, and, you know, he's probably going to get the green light to steal.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he likes doing. He likes to
And
kind of reminds me of Hardaway. You know, they like to steal on the base pass every time they get on base.
And one of the downsides is you got a lefty on the mound who's very good with a pickoff move
he's
to
got
first.
a great
and Nottleman.
pickoff move.
So he's definitely going to have to keep an eye on that front foot. That time almost got deked out. You can tell when you have a lefty on the mound, when it comes to the pickoff move, you have to watch that foot when they pick it up. If the foot crosses the rubber or touches the rubber, the plane, they have to go home. So if they come straight up with their leg and straight back down, you can expect to throw over to first. And then a bunt dropped down by Mays. It's going to be thrown wild by Nottleman, and that's going to put it runners at the corners. And that puts runners at the corners with nobody out as Mays reaches on the E1. And that puts Kingston Long over at third. So now runners at the corners, nobody out here in the top of the fourth, or bottom of the fourth. The Blue Devils up 3-0, but the Raiders now threatening. And the 3-hole hitter, Otis Stevens, stepping up to the plate here. Struck out looking to end the first. As the last 3 batters, you see the first 8 batters of the ball game, Nottleman able to strike out.
Yep.
The last 3 have all been able to put the ball in play
they
here.
figured out how to hit him.
Yeah, they've put the ball in play. Now with the bunt, they're forcing Columbus to play defense now. Just putting the ball in play. You see Stevens already squared around.
Yeah, he's not wasting any time. No, he's going to swing away.
And actually, I believe with the way Nottleman stepping off the mound, a little bit of time taken there. And Stevens now back in the box to see if he squares around again. Nope. And he's going to take that one inside as Mays takes off for second with a stolen base. Now we've got 2 in scoring position.
Breaks up the double play.
And nobody out for the Raiders here in the bottom half of the fourth, down 3.
I'll tell you, if Shaw wants to try to get back in this game, this is the inning to do it.
And you got a little bit of a hole there between Anderson over at second base and the bag. So you can kind of, if you can hit it up the middle over to the right side a little bit, you can plate 2 with the speedy catcher and Deshaun Mays on second base for the Raiders. And now a 2-0 count to Otis Stevens. And he's going to pop that one foul out of play on the right side to make it 2-1.
Yeah, that's heading to the Kinnett Stadium parking lot. Not quite. Maybe in the trees. Although I'm impressed with the renovations for Kinnett Stadium. I can't wait to see what the new stadium's going to look like next year.
Same here. I'm excited. I'm kind of wanting to wait until they reveal it. So I don't.
Ribbon cutting?
Yeah. 2-2 count now off to the outside corner. As Stevens watched, that one is now an even count. Again, runners at second and third. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the fourth. You've got Connor Dormany, the cleanup hitter, on deck.
And now everything's a ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yeah, and then time called by Stevens. Took a little too long for Nottleman to get set to pitch that time in his mind. And that's going to be pop foul again, and Stevens stays alive with 2 strikes.
I tell you, Mike, I miss the days. 2022, when Blair Harrison was the AD here at Shaw, he let me PA announce some baseball games, along with Curtis Moore, a longtime teacher for Shaw.
Oh, yeah.
We did a good job, like just kind of tag teaming it back and forth. I had so much fun. That 2023 season was fun. I got to PA announce for the playoff game against Spalding, a couple of innings. And then I drove up to LaGrange. It wasn't a big deal. I worked up there to see them play LaGrange.
Nice.
That was in the playoffs.
And wave it. That's one, and another strikeout goes in the books for Nottleman. That'll be his 9th one of the day.
And, you know, that was the year that LaGrange went all the way to the state championship, lost to North Oconee for the 2nd year in a row.
Dang. And then you got now 9 strikeouts for Nottleman, 8 of them swinging. And that'll bring Connor Dormany up to the plate with 1 down in the fourth. Still 2 runners in score position for Shaw. If you put one in play, there's a good chance you at least plate 1 with Kingston Long over at third base, just 90 feet away from trying to break this shutout.
Yeah, you got to put the ball in play. You cannot strike out here.
And Dormany watches the first one cross the plate on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 count to the second baseman. Started the game at shortstop, moved over with a pitching change. And he's going to watch that one over the outside corner. That puts him behind in the count, 0-2. So 0-2 count to Connor Dormany. Bull McGee on deck. Time call. Want to make sure he's got his focus in check here with no balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. You got 2 runners on base. Shaw threatening with Nottleman on the mound. And he's going to hit that one foul off the screen to stay alive, 0-2. Get ready. Dorminey stepping back in the box here, 0-2 count. Again, we'd like to thank Carroll Purdue and State Farm. I know we missed it earlier, but State Farm,
First
Carroll
inning.
Purdue,
Yep.
yep.
Long-time supporter of Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And if you come to these ball games, you're worried about foul balls coming off the screen, coming over off the field into your windshield. You might want to get with Miss Carroll Purdue. Make sure that you are covered because she will make sure you are taken care of. And that one goes back on the ball. Make it 1-2 now. As that one ricocheted off the wall too quickly for Kingston Long to make it home on the wild pitch. A little bit of an infield huddle here. Again, as we bring up Carroll Purdue, we might as well bring up our other original presenting sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola,
Yes,
Houston
sir.
Clinic. Big parts of us
Houston
being able to
Clinic.
bring these broadcasts to you guys, whether you're watching from home or at work, hiding the phone from your boss while you're watching some of these young athletes play.
Oh, I'm guilty of that. I've done that before.
They just kind of lay it out. I kind of do. I'm bad about being at the house, got the TV on, just whatever's on TV, and then I also got the phone out with the broadcast playing at the same time. And then everybody's asking, are you watching TV and the ball game at the same time? Like, well, that's what ADD does. So
I just remember 2010 was the first time I remember you could start streaming sporting events on your smart device.
Yep.
And I was streaming the 2010 World Cup while I was at work. United States taking on Algeria. Yep, that was me, streaming it at work.
If you want to know how old I am, 20 years ago I had an ESPN mobile phone.
Oh, wow. You've just aged yourself, Mike.
Yes, I did. Outside, just off the plate. A close one that time. You can hear the oohs and ahs from the dugout and from the stands. And that'll even the count on Connor Dorminey to make it 2-2.
But get this, my Razor phone 2007, you could do everything you could do on a smartphone. Get on the internet, watch videos.
I miss the ESPN mobile phone because you had it. It was set up. You could pick your players like if you had fantasy lineups.
Yeah.
You had you could set notifications for all your favorite players. So all day long, all you heard my phone doing was dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, and I'd open it up, be another notification for another player.
Got all those notifications. People definitely know you're a sports fan.
Exactly. And swing and a miss, and he waves at that one for the 10th strikeout of the ball game for Nottleman. And that puts us now with 2 down as he's trying to work out of this jam. It was second and third, nobody out. He's able to strike out Stevens and Dorminey. Now he's got Bull McGee at the plate, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
I don't know if somebody can go back in the stat sheets. Did he have a milestone? I know he had a milestone for wins, but do you have a milestone for strikeouts?
I'm not too certain.
He's been playing at the varsity level since he was a freshman.
I'm sure he's got some kind of milestone.
He's got to have a milestone.
And time called by Bull McGee as he steps out of the box.
I mean, seriously, we've seen him since he was a freshman. I mean, his freshman year, they go to the quarters. They were in 3A. Sophomore year, they lose to Mary Persons in the second round. Last year, losing to Crisp County in the second round. I mean, there's consistency there. They've been winning the region. They've won the region 3 straight years.
Yeah, it's true. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Outside corner for a strike to start things off on McGee to make it 0-1. So far, the way I'm looking at it here, his career record pitching-wise, 23-10 with a 1.78 ERA. 231 2/3 innings pitched, 314 strikeouts. So we can go and up that to 324 now.
Yeah, I think
closing in on 350, which ain't too shabby for a high school career.
Big-time milestone. Yeah, he'll get there.
And outside for a ball to even things up 1-1.
Remember, he took his senior season focused on baseball because he's going to Georgia Tech. Obviously, he's a tremendous multi-sport athlete. Could play tight end for Coach Peters, power forward for Coach Hill. But in his senior year, he's trying to focus on getting ready for Georgia Tech.
Outside corner swing and a miss by McGee, and it's now 1-2.
And really,
1 strike away from working out of this jam again. Started off second and third, nobody out. He's able to strike out Stevens and Dormany to get to this point.
And really, Mike, freshmen are making an impact in college baseball. I watched Auburn taking on Arkansas. Both McCrane brothers had big-time hits in that game. And so you see that, you know that Michael Nottman is going to make an impact next year.
Oh, most definitely.
I can't wait to see him when Georgia Tech's on ESPN.
And McGee with another timeout, waiting on the Nottman pitch. Trying to see if he can try to muster a base hit here with 2 runners in scoring position still for Shaw. 3-0, 2 outs. It's a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Noddy. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and he's able to get out of that one. 11 strikeouts through 4 innings for Michael Nottman. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on base for the Raiders as we head to the 5th. It's still 3-0 Blue Devils on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Going on right now at Glenn Smith and Opelika.
Both Chevy Silverado and Traverse are ready for you. Get supplier pricing today on all new Chevy Silverado 1500s with up to $13,500 off. Or get a loaded Traverse, the roomy Chevy SUV with 3rd row seating, and enjoy up to $6,000 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Get ready to smile.
And we're back here for the top of the 5th. Still a 3-0 game here with the Blue Devils on top. Otis Stevens still on the mound here as Deshaun Mays finally comes out behind the plate after being on base, being stranded in the bottom of the 4th after getting second and third to start off the inning. Nottman strikes out the side from there to get out of it. No runs scored for the Raiders. He keeps it 3-0. But they did break up the no-no on the infield hit by Kingston Long.
By the way, make sure you listen to myself, Thrift Behringer, and DJ Jones on the Sports Visions morning show tomorrow, 6 o'clock, as we will recap everything that's been going on in the Chattahoochee Valley, talk about Angel Reese going to the Atlanta Dream, and everything. Mike Malone, the new coach at North Carolina. There's so much stuff going on in the world of sports.
It's definitely, especially, I mean, just around the area in general and nationally. I mean, there's stuff going on all over the place. And then now, here to start off the 5th inning, Nottman will step up to the plate. 0 for 0, or 0 for 1 on the day, actually. Walked and scored in the 3rd. So he'll step to the plate now. And then looking at the scores here, Harris County up 5-2 in the bottom of the 2nd.
What's
over
that score?
Northside. 5-2 Harris County.
Yeah, that's
come
the
out
thing is
swinging the bats here against
Harris
Northside.
County. They're coming out swinging the bats,
especially at home. Big series going on in that region.
That's
You've got
massive series.
4-way mashup at the top between Harris County, Northside, Stars Mill, and Central Carrollton.
They're all going to be playoff teams. Just who's going to be hosting where.
And Otis Stevens with the 0-1 pitch to Nottman. Outside for a ball to even things up 1-1.
Yeah, we did have a doubleheader in region play earlier today. Sumter County and Jordan. They should be playing game 2 by now. I think they had like a first pitch was like at 3:30. I'll have to check that out because it was a doubleheader.
Breaking ball, a little bit low that time. Nottleman watches it and makes the count 2-1.
Carver playing Hardaway. Spencer playing Kendrick. Russell County taking on Rehoboth.
That's going to be a big series for Russell County in their area, trying to make it to the playoffs for the first time in a few years. And that pitch from Stevens drops in on the outside corner to even it up 2-2 on Nottleman.
And we will have that game on Thursday, Russell County, Rehoboth, to wrap up the series.
We speak about that Harris County Northside matchup going on over on Kudzu Sports. Right now, that region, Stars Mill, 14-1 in first place after they swept Central Carrollton.
Good night.
Last week. So they're 14-1. Harris County coming into the matchup with Northside 11-1. Northside in third place at 10-2. Central Carrollton 10-5. So Northside trying to avoid a sweep here, if anything, or at least win 2 out of 3 to try and get with Harris County in second place in the region. Try to maybe get a home playoff series to start off the playoffs in GHSA.
And if you look at this region, the top 3 teams, Columbus, Shaw, and Jordan, Hardaway and Carver are fighting really for that 4th playoff spot. I think the winner of that game could make the playoffs, but you can't count out Sumter County. We don't know what's going on against Sumter County and Jordan, but right now they're 3-6. Sumter County might make the playoffs this year.
Well, the downside to it is with AA is the fact they go by the rankings instead, so we might only see, and that one's going to be
that's in the gap.
In the gap, that's going to get caught up by Bray, so just a single that time by Nottleman here to start off the top of the 5th.
Yeah, he's playing deep. Otherwise, I think that would have been a double.
Like you said, Carver 4-5, Sumter and Hardaway 3-6. But the thing about AA is when they go,
they do power rankings, but still top 4 teams make it. That's not going to be the case next year.
Oh, the top 4 teams.
The top 4 teams do make it. So that
I wasn't sure because I know in basketball only 3 made it in some regions in basketball. We didn't get because you had some make 5.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to take a look at that.
And that one's popped out of the glove of Mays that time, but no go by Nottleman.
By the way, big shout out to
Ryan Miller actually over at first. My apologies.
Big shout out to the people doing the concessions. They're doing a fantastic job. Concessions is right behind us, so we're smelling that food and definitely. I know. I just want to give them a shout out because they do a great job.
I try to avoid it because I can't have any.
Yeah, I know, but
so I try to act like I'm not smelling good food, but I still am.
Yeah, that temptation is there, but you've done a great job holding off that temptation.
And I was looking at the rankings right now on Max Prep as far as AA. Columbus actually 17th.
Well, you got to take out the private schools too.
Yeah, and I mean you've got a couple up top. You've got North Cobb Christian,
Prince
Lovett,
Avenue Christian,
Holy Innocents, Prince Avenue, like you said. So that's 4 right there.
Hebron Christian.
So I believe that takes 4 out of the top there.
Yeah.
Out of the top 5 alone.
North Cobb Christian, they're coming out.
Yeah, North Cobb Christian, like I said, Lovett, Holy Innocents, and Prince Avenue. So that would bump Columbus. They'll probably get the lowest. If they stay right here, I believe they're going to actually get, if I was looking at earlier, they'll have the second lowest seeding for a region champ. Because there's another region champ that's below them that's leading the region right now that's not ranked as high. So they'll probably end up with a 7 seed, Columbus would, if it were to stay the way it is now.
A team you got to watch out for is Callaway.
Oh yeah, they're ranked 11th right now in the state.
Yeah, Callaway came here last week and beat Shaw.
Yeah, they're a good team as well. Shaw 23rd right now. That's going to be a walk to David Vega. That'll put runners at first and second with nobody out, and that'll bring Thomas Williams up to the plate, the designated hitter. He's 1 for 1 on the day, 2 RBI base hit in the first, and then walked and was stranded at second in the third. So now he'll come up with 2 on, nobody out here in the 5th inning. Seeing if maybe he can take advantage here with Otis Stevens on the mound, see if they can get some more insurance runs here in the 5th. Squares around, pulls it back, but it's still a called strike on the outside corner to make it 0-1.
That's another great pitch. Otis Stevens doing work, coming in relief.
Yeah, he's come in and pitched an inning and a third so far in relief. Hasn't given up a run yet, but as they are threatening. A little spin around that time on the move to second. No throw. Gets back safely. Does Ryan Miller. Again, out there's a courtesy runner from Michael Nottleman, who led off the inning with a base hit to right. And that one goes outside to even it up 1-1.
Don't forget, Shaw will actually be on the road tomorrow taking on Peach County. Thursday against Pacelli. Hardaway on Friday.
Busy week.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's going to be another spin around to second. No throw again as Miller dives in head first. Still a 1-1 count. Nobody out. 2 on for the Blue Devils here in the 5th. Outside corner, and he puts him behind in the count 1-2. Stevens trying to work out of a jam here. If you got Axel Sarah on deck, Maddox Anderson in the hole for the Blue Devils.
Got Coach Old School in the area. Big shout out to Coach O.
And here comes the 1-2 pitch from Stevens.
He's got some members of his basketball team here on the Shaw baseball team.
That was going to be skied up out of play. Thomas Williams stays alive. Keeps it a 1-2 count with nobody out. Otis Stevens, after coming in with the bases loaded in the 3rd, was able to get the out. Has given up 2 hits and a walk since, but also has 3 strikeouts in that time. And off the plate that time, leaving it up 2-2. See a little bit of the shade starting to work its way through the infield out towards the left. And he's going to go after that one. It's going to be a strikeout for Otis Stevens, first out of the inning. 4th strikeout of the ball game for Otis Stevens in relief.
By the way, Mike, Columbus also has a busy schedule. Friday against Jordan, Saturday against Miller County, and then Monday against Marion County, playing Spencer on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's a bunch of 4 games in 5 days right there just in that little stretch.
It's like and I was looking to see that Miller County game, is that a tournament? It's like a 12 o'clock first pitch on Saturday.
I wonder if that's a doubleheader they're going to have that day.
I wonder, yeah. It doesn't say it's a doubleheader, but it's a rare 12 o'clock first pitch on Saturday.
And first pitch to Axel Sarah, high for a ball to make it a 1-0 count. In the dirt that time. Good stop by Mays to keep the runner from advancing, and it's now 2-0.
And I do want to say something about Saturday morning. Don't forget the 5K Care Like Colin over there. Not at Ellerslie Park. It's going to be at Waverly Hall.
Okay.
So you got the fun run and you got the 5K. CareLikeColin.org.
And another spin move back to second. No throw that time as Miller gets back safely. Sarah steps into the box 0 for 1 in the ball game. Popped up to short to end the first and then walked and was stranded at first in the 3rd. Ahead in the count 2-0. Outside and low, and that makes it a 3-0 count.
By the way, we do have a final score. Jordan takes game 1 over Sumter County 15-3.
So that'll bump them up to, I believe, 5-5 in the region now?
Well, no, they're like 7-8-2 now. They only lost to Columbus and Shaw.
Okay.
They still got to play Columbus and Shaw.
That's right. I was thinking of Carver's record was 4-5. My bad.
Yeah, Carver's 4-5. But they're taking on Hardaway.
So another walk that time by Otis Stevens, and that makes the bases loaded. As Coach makes his way out to the mound to have a conversation. Let's see if we're going to have another pitching change possibly as he communicates with Dormany from the dugout.
By the way, Brookstone taking on Westfield School today. We'll try to get a score update on that. Spencer taking on Kendrick.
And just the conversation at time is they're going to – Stevens will stay in the ball game here, try to get him calmed down after getting the bases loaded here. Gave up the leadoff hit to Nottleman as Ryan Miller's coming to pinch run for him, or courtesy run. David Vega, walk made it the second. Able to get the strikeout of Thomas Williams and then walks Axel Sarah on 4 pitches. So now with the bases loaded and 1 out. Maddox Anderson will step into the left-handed batter's box. 0 for 2 on the day so far. Flown out to right and grounded out to second.
By the way, Mike, that game against Westfield School Brookstone is on Middle Georgia Sports Live.
Nice. Load those guys out there. And that's going to be a hit snagged
That's
over
a
there
double
by
play.
Lockhart. And we'll get the double play on the line out as he'll double up Axel Sarah at first. Big double play to get out of that. No run score for Columbus. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on base. As we head to the bottom half of the 5th, it's still 3-0 Blue Devils on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 ball game. Nottleman still on the mound as he prepares for this inning. And stepping up to the plate from the left side, it'll be Dylan Lockhart. As you see Nottleman taking his ritual squat and pray before each inning behind the mound. Lockhart able to have that big defensive play to end the top half of the inning with that double play line out. And the first pitch to him is going to be inside. He'll duck out of the way of that one, and then it's a 1-0 count.
Mike, could that possibly be a candidate for Houlihan's highlight of the week?
It possibly could. It was a big one, too, with the bases loaded, 1 out. They were trying to keep it a 3-run ball game.
Right to him. He tags the bag.
Oh, yeah.
And another bases loaded jam Otis Stevens gets out of.
Yep, able to keep it a 3-run ball game and keep the Raiders in it here as we head to the bottom of the 5th. They're down to about 9 outs to go here to try to come back and get a win here at home against the Blue Devils and maybe getting a tie for the region lead. Chopped out towards first. It's going to spin foul towards the dugout. And that'll put Dylan Lockhart in a 2-1 count. Big matchup here is Nottleman doing his thing. That's going to be chopped out. Coming in for it is Paxton Wyatt. Tosses it over to first, and they're going to say he got him.
Oh, that was close.
On the 3-1 putout.
That was a very close play over there.
It's Lockhart. I've always been kind of anti the sliding in the first because you have to slow down to slide. Unless you're just going to slide right over the bag and you're trying to extend. But to slow down and slide, that'll sometimes get you thrown out, rather than coming in safe if you just went full speed through the bag.
And do you see those baseball fields that have the double bag at first base?
Oh, yeah, just safety reasons.
For safety reasons,
I know they don't have them here, but we've seen them. I think GIAA is the ones that have most of them,
I like making sure that the players are safe. Well, we had Carly Davis earlier today. She slid into second and jammed her pinky. Hopefully she's going to be okay.
She's got to do like some of these other guys and wear an oven mitt when they get on base. Or whatever that is they wear over their hand.
Well, she actually exited the game. Well, we'll have that game, Bevel State doubleheader on Thursday. CVCC ended up taking that second game. Jenna Fox ended up hitting the go-ahead home run.
And now Kingsley Long at the plate. Started off the game on the mound, now playing shortstop. And he'll watch that one go outside off the plate past the glove of Hefner. And it's now 1-1. He struck out swinging his first time up to start off the third. And now he's back up here with 1 down, nobody on in the bottom half of the 5th. Trying to get something going here are the Raiders, but With Nottleman on the mound, it's not an easy task. Swing and a miss, and he's behind in the count 1-2.
One thing about Kingsley Long, he definitely has power. He's a pull ball hitter. He's got speed. He's just the typical five-tool player, along with his brother Kingston. I mean, they've been playing Little League together growing up in high school, playing at Carver, and now Shaw.
And another strikeout that time by Nottleman. That gives him 12 on the day through 4 2/3 innings.
Unbelievable.
And that'll bring up Isaiah Copeland, who struck out swinging his first time up in the third. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. We'll see if he can try to get on base here with 2 down, nobody on base in the bottom of the 5th for the Raiders. Off the plate that time to start things off against him and his 1-0.
But, Mike, I do want to say, when you get in the playoffs, who is going to be that number 2 pitcher to step up behind Nottleman if Columbus wants to try to make a deep run?
I would have to say the one I've seen step up lately, and he did a good job against Brookstone coming in extra innings, is going to be Ren Smith.
Ren Smith, that's what I've been hearing too.
He's out in right field today for the Blue Devils, but really done well coming in on the mound for them this year. As you could tell early in the season, Coach Mathis trying to find that depth on the mound, and Ren Smith has stepped up into that number 2 hole. We saw McElhaney hit the mound a couple times.
Last year it was R.J. Griffin.
And that's going to be hit foul, and it's a 2-2 count now on Isaiah Copeland. And we've seen a couple of them get out there on the mound. I believe I've seen Ryan Culler. I saw him pitch earlier this year against Pacelli. Young man for the Columbus Blue Devils. And so trying to find that pitching depth. He's got a couple of youngsters as well. Like I said, the starting catcher, I mean, he's a freshman in Colton Hefner. Done a great job. Now he's moved up to the leadoff spot, batting .365 on the season. So let's see. They've got some of the young guys, and they've got a good battery mate back there in Hefner, and that's going to be grounded out to second base. Coming up with it is Maddox Anderson. Good pick over at first by Paxton Wyatt.
Pick a machine.
To secure the out. So 3 up, 3 down go the Raiders in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base as we head to the 6th inning. It's still 3-0 Columbus on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And we're back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Otis Stevens still on the mound for the Raiders. You see him warming up now. 8-9-1 do-up for the Blue Devils in the top of the 6th. Paxton Wyatt, Jamari Blackman, Colton Hefner. So far in the ball game, with Otis Stevens coming in relief, 2 1/3 innings pitched. He's been able to get out of 2 innings with the bases loaded. Has yet to give up a run. Came into the 3rd. Inherited all 3 runners on base with the bases loaded as Kingsley Long had walked him, and then came in, got the ground out from Anderson. And he's pretty much done a good job ever since. He's given up a big hit to Blackman and 1 to Nottleman, but outside of that, able to hold the Blue Devils in check and keep this a 3-0 ball game. As now Paxton Wyatt steps up to the plate, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And the first pitch from Stevens. Not able to get any break on the breaking ball. It stays inside off the glove of Mays to the backstop. And it's a 1-0 count.
You talk about how important this game is for Class 2A Region 1. Columbus comes in 10-0. Shaw 9-1. Jordan 8-2. That's your top 3.
And if Jordan was able to win both games today.
Well, yeah, now I think they're 9-2. I think they're 8-2.
Okay, and if they're able to win the second game, they'll be 9-2, and they'll be tied with Shaw.
You talk about a massive showdown Friday against Columbus.
Yes, sir.
At Jordan.
Swing and a miss from Paxton Wyatt, and that'll run the count 1-2.
And then you got Carver at 4 and 5. Hardaway's tied with at 3 and 6, and then Sumter County at 3 and 7. Spencer 2 and 7. Kendrick 0 and 11. It's been just a tough sledding for Kendrick this year.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be able to build a program up out there. It's been a while for some of these guys. And
they obviously won that state championship with Greg Mathis back in 1977, but it's tough. K-Town, they got some athletic facilities. They got some good athletes. Just got to get them to buy into the baseball program. Same with Spencer. You see Coach Allen, his first year here at Spencer, it's just trying to build a program.
And swinging a miss that time by Paxton Wyatt, but he goes to the
hurry.
backstop. The throw in time from Deshaun Mays to Lockhart. So a third strikeout of the ball game, and then the 2-3 put out on the drop ball. And that's going to be 3 strikeouts for Wyatt. That also makes 5 strikeouts in relief for Otis Stevens through 2 2/3 innings. And that'll bring up Jamari Blackman, 2 for 2 in the ball game with a double to left and a triple to right. So 2 extra base hits out of your 9-hole hitter. Not a bad day.
By the way, Shaw's next home game next Tuesday against Kendrick.
Takes the first pitch for a strike from Otis Stevens.
And then they got to go to LaGrange on Wednesday the 15th. How about that? I would say it'll be a great matchup. Home against Heritage out of the GIAA, and then closing out the season against Jordan on April the 17th.
And that one fouled back as Blackman stays alive, keeps it an 0-2 count here with 1 down in the 6th.
So you know what that means, Mike? That a lot of these teams are wrapping up in 2 weeks. We'll have baseball playoffs.
Oh yeah,
be here before you know it. I got to see when the first round games are for the GHSA.
And a 0-2 count to Blackman. Waste pitch outside off the glove of Mays. He doesn't chase it, and it makes it 1-2. Again, 1 down here in the 6th in a 3-0 ball game. Columbus with 2 runs in the first and adding another one on a bases-loaded walk in the 3rd. But dominated so far by the pitching of Michael Nottleman. Another one spoiled out of play by Blackman. Stays with 2 strikes here.
I tell you, they have done a fantastic job just building up the Charles Flowers Athletic Complex here. We got the soccer field behind us. And
a little bit high and inside, evens things up 2-2.
And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think behind us they do have the bleachers, they do have the soccer field. I'm wondering if they could play soccer matches there. And I'm sure they do.
Breaking ball.
Oh, so close.
Thought that was going to get called, but it looks like it stayed inside according to the umpire.
You can see the reaction from Otis Stevens. He thought that was close.
Thought he had him on the back door curveball that time, and he doesn't get it, and it's now a full count with 1 down. Blackman working it ahead from 0-2. And he'll draw the walk. So Blackman will reach base for the 3rd time today.
Dangerous base runner.
So now with 1 on and 1 out, we're back to the top of the lineup. Top of the order for Columbus, and Colton Hefner, the catcher, 0 for 3 in the ball game. He grounded out to the pitcher in the 1st. 2 strikeouts looking in the 3rd and the 4th. As he steps up to the plate here in the 6th inning, again, 1 on, 1 out. Columbus with a 3-0 lead.
By the way, first round games will be April 22nd through the 25th. Second round games, April 29th to May 1st.
And a little bit of a get-me-over throw to first. No real threat of a pickoff that time by Stevens.
And get
Blackman
this.
Gets back easily.
Sites for the GHSA Baseball Championships, Advent Health Stadium in Rome, Georgia Southern, Gwinnett Field, and Synovus Park.
And a first pitch strike to Hefner that time, making an 0-1 count. Throw over to first that time, a little bit more juice on that one from Stevens. But Blackman back safely.
And but correct me if I'm wrong. Usually Gwinnett Field is where the 5A and 6A championships are.
Not too sure.
In the past they were, but I'll have to look.
And a 1-1 count as that ball's off the plate to Hefner from Otis Stevens. And another throw over to first base to try to get Blackman. No goes. The third pickoff move by Stevens. 1 on, 1 out. Outside off the plate makes it 2-1 to Hefner. Trying to get on base here for the first time in the ball game is the leadoff batter for the Blue Devils.
By the way, I can tell this is a big game. We got Chris Gates here. We got our fearless leader, Thrift Bears here. You know, when we got all these people ready for a big game, it's a great day for a great day. And I said, "What? All right, here we go." I'm producing this. Never mind.
2-1 count to Hefner now with another pickoff throw over to first base. Blackman back. And he'll take off this time. Mays with a throw down. It's going to hop.
That's going to be a stolen base.
Not in time, and another stolen base that time by Jamari Blackman.
How many stolen bases does that make for Smoke Blackman? I got to look at the stats. I mean, he's got to be up there.
Well, he missed a lot of the season this year. He didn't play for quite a while.
He was playing basketball.
Yeah, he started off the season in the lineup. I believe he was hurt. We didn't see him for about
he was hurt.
So after he started the season on the baseball team, he didn't play much after that. Just getting back into the lineup. And that time Hefner draws the 5-pitch walk, and that'll put runners at first and second with 1 out here in the 6th, and that'll bring up Ren Smith. And it looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner out there for Colton Hefner. It's going to be Logan Patrick coming out on the bases to run for Hefner, the catcher. And that'll bring Ren Smith up. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Had a walk and a run scored in the first. Fouled out to the catcher in the third. Struck out looking in the 4th. Little bit of a jam here now working for Otis Stevens. Runners at first and second, 1 down in the 6th. And the 2-hole hitter, Ren Smith, at the plate. Big lead off of first base by Patrick. Nobody covering first as Lockhart's playing in on the grass in the corners. And good stop that time by Deshaun Mays to keep the ball in front of him, and nobody advances on the ball in the dirt. And it's a 1-0 count to Ren Smith. And that one low in the dirt as well to make it 2-0. So Otis Stevens trying to avoid walking the bases loaded here. And that'll bring it up with Michael Nottleman in the on-deck circle. And that's going to be a called strike over the knees, and it's going to be 2-1. And the move back to second. No throw, but the spin around by Stevens, and Blackman gets back easily.
And don't forget, April 16th at the St. Luke's Ministry Center, it is the 11th annual Female Awards Luncheon presented by Sports Visions. Cannot wait for that.
Oh, yeah. 1-1 pitch, that time over the plate.
Nice pitch.
Now 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ren Smith. Again, 1 out here in the 6th, 2 on base for the Blue Devils. Breaking ball gets him out in front of that one for another strikeout by Otis Stevens. That's his 6th of the ball game since he's coming in relief to end the 3rd. And now that puts 2 runners on with 2 down. And Michael Nottleman.
Here's the crazy question. I know that there's 2 runners on. If first base was open, it'd be a different story. Do you intentionally walk Michael Nottleman here?
Nah, you go after him. It's too. I hate the intentional walk.
I know. I hate it.
And first pitch from Stevens, breaking ball over the outside corner for a strike. Nottleman on the day, 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored, and had a base hit out to right in the 5th. That one's going to get away from, and then the throw down to third, and then they're going to get him in a pickle as Blackman again And they're going to tag him out.
That's a big out because Michael Nottleman leads off the inning next inning.
And that's the second time today they've had a caught Smoke Blackman leaning off of a bag to end an inning. He did it in the second on the pickle. This time, thought it got away from Mays, but it didn't. Mays slings it down to third base. Copeland ends up chasing him down for the out, and that'll end it. No runs, no hits, one left on base for the Blue Devils. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth. It's still 3-0 Columbus on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3.
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Here we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
And we're back here. It's the bottom of the sixth. So Shaw down to their last 6 outs. Nottleman still on the mound here, bringing up 9-1-2 due up in the order for Shaw with Boris Garcia, the designated hitter, leading things off here in the sixth. He grounded out to second. His first time up to end the third. And Nottleman squatting behind the mound now, getting himself mentally prepared for this inning. So far, no runs on 1 hit and 12 strikeouts through 5. As he continues to mow through this order here for the Raiders. First pitch off the glove of Hefner, a little outside that time as it goes back to the backstop, and it's a 1-0 count.
Mike, I got to ask you just a random question. How come they don't have middle school baseball?
I've seen some programs do. You go to different places. Some of the
They do have middle school teams at the privates.
Yeah, and you go to some of the places like up in LaGrange, Troup County, they have feeder. Because basically
schools,
there's schools, they're middle schools that prepare for the high school. Here in Columbus, you've got, if you take away the private institutions in Pacelli, Brookstone, and Calvary, you've got 8 public schools in Columbus.
It's a baseball town. We should be seeing Aaron Cohn battle Richards in middle school baseball.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. And that's going to be a swing and a miss that time by Boris Garcia, and that'll even the count 2-2. And it's one of those things I've seen some places. I've seen where some people are trying to help build middle school programs in certain cities, trying to get that up in baseball. But it's a tough thing to do when you've got kids in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade that play Little League.
They play
Babe
Little League.
Ruth,
Yeah, because you can't play both at the same time.
Dixie Youth, Babe Ruth, all that stuff. So. And that's going to be popped out towards right field. Up Ren Smith under it, makes the grab for the first out of the 6th. And that'll put us back to the top of the order for the Raiders. And Kingston Long got the lone base hit of the ball game with an infield base hit out to short in the, I believe that was actually the second base in the 4th inning. Came all the way around to third and was stranded there. Now he'll step back to the box, 1 for 2 in the ball game with a K and an infield hit.
Yeah, despite Columbus putting up 2 runs in that first, it's really been the pitcher's duel so far.
It has, and that time Long hits one out. Right center field, chased down by Blackman. He goes to the wall, and he's going to catch it short of the fence.
Catch.
Right around, if there was a warning track, he was on it.
Yeah, he was.
And that's going to be the second out of the 6th inning that time, and Blackman trying to make up for those 2 base running blunders with his defensive play in center. Able to get the second out that time, and I'm sure Nottleman was sweating just a hair there. Doesn't want to give up the shutout this late in the ball game.
It really looked like it was going to carry out of here. But Smoke Blackman, with his speed out in center field, able to track it down.
And outside off the plate that time to Deshaun Mays, 0 for 2 in the ball game. A strikeout in the first and then reached on a bunt and an error by Nottleman on the throw over to first base. And that one will even the count up 1-1. So 2 flyouts for the Raiders here in the 6th inning. Nobody on 2 down. And swing and a miss that time by Deshaun Mays, and it's now 1-2. So Shaw down to just 4 outs here in the ball game. Down 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Nottleman trying to groove right through this one. And he'll get Mays to pop up. Charging in is Vega, calling off Hefner, and he'll make the play in foul territory for the 3rd out. So all 3 outs coming through the air. And they go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for the Raiders. We'll head to the 7th and final inning. Columbus 3-0 over the Raiders here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And we're back here for the top of the 7th. Pitching change for the Shaw Raiders as Kingston Long steps on to the mound with Michael Nottleman at the plate. Nottleman 1 for 2 on the day. And again, he was at the plate when Blackman was thrown out trying to go to third on what would have been a pass ball, but good play by Mays behind the plate.
And the best time to have Michael Nottleman up when there's nobody on base.
Oh, yeah. And Otis Stevens did a good job in relief of Kingsley Long. 3 1/3 innings of 2 hit ball. He did walk 4, but struck out 6, didn't give up a single run as he came in with bases loaded in the 3rd, and he worked all the way through the 6th. And that one, with that ball going to the dirt past Mays, puts Nottleman in the hitter's count now, 3-1 to lead off the 7th inning. Nottleman hoping to try and get a complete game here. 6 innings of shutout ball, giving up just the 1 hit. And that one over the plate to run things full to start off the 7th inning. Now 3-2 count on the Columbus High pitcher.
Yeah, the big question is, who do they throw against Jordan on Friday? Obviously, that's a big game,
I believe it's going to be, I believe we'll see Ren Smith.
Ren Smith, yeah.
And that's going to be chopped foul, snagged by the first base coach.
What a massive game on Friday for those two schools.
Yes, it is.
Jordan wants to host a home playoff game. They haven't done that in a long time. That would be huge for the school.
And that's one of those things. I believe Jordan gets another shot.
They get to play Shaw.
Shaw as well, and that's going to be another strikeout as Nottleman goes down swinging to start off the 7th. He was ahead of the count, 3-1. Kingston Long able to work his way back and get the big K there, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, David Vega. He's reached base all 3 times today and ended up scoring a run in the 1st. Stranded after 2 walks in the 3rd and the 5th. Yeah, we'll actually see Jordan will take on Shaw in this regular season finale.
Regular season finale, yeah.
At home at Jordan. And it's a 1-0 count now to David Vega.
We got some tune-up games as they get ready for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. And a foul tip that time.
How about Shaw having to travel to Fort Valley tomorrow to take on Peach County?
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a good one there. And then you got Jordan actually hosts, after playing Sumter County in a doubleheader today, they'll host Mary Persons tomorrow.
Oh, my goodness.
Which is a great ball club in 3A. And then they'll actually host 2 days later Columbus. And then at Pike County, at Carver, and then host Shaw for the regular season finale.
Get to go to Zebulon. That's actually at Pike County.
Yes, it is, up in Zebulon, Georgia.
Yeah,
just
home
past.
of the 2022 state champions.
And that one's going to be another strike to run it full again here.
You remember Pike County won the AA state championship in 2022.
Oh, yeah, I remember back when they were in the region with Jordan. Back when it was Lamar County and Pike County both in the region. You had to go to Barnesville and Zebulon, just outside of Thomaston, Georgia.
That's where Gordon State is.
Actually, yeah, back then, because Lamar County played their high school football games at Gordon State Stadium on campus. Back then, anyway. I'm not sure
Mike,
what they do now.
I think we know too much about sports.
Yeah. And that's going to be another walk that time as Vega walks for the 3rd time in the last 3 at-bats he's had, and that'll put a runner on first with 1 down here in the 7th. Thomas Williams back to the plate, 1 for 2 on the day with a 2 RBI base hit. The one that kind of broke things open in the 1st and kind of just kept it a ball game from there. Walked in the 3rd and struck out in the 5th. And he'll take the first pitch strike from Kingston Long to make it 0-1. Shaw trying to get out of this with Kingston Long on the mound, trying to get into the dugout in the bottom of the 7th, down 3. Breaking ball.
That was a 12-6.
He made Thomas Williams kind of duck out of the way of that one, and it drops over the plate for a strike. That's always you feel really bad about. I've had that happen to me in a baseball game as well. Going against a guy with a great curveball. And then he'll take a hack at that one, and he strikes out for the 2nd out of the inning.
I tell you what, I like how Coach Dormady is just using these pitchers a little bit at a time because they know that you got to watch out for pitch count. Got a big region game against Hardaway this Friday, but you want to try to throw some of these arms maybe against a Peach County, a bit against Pacelli on Thursday.
Oh yeah, and you keep them out like that,
Keep
but also
fresh.
have them throw a little bit out there like Kingston is right now. Keep the arm a little loose.
A little fresh. I mean, you're not going to go over the 125 pitch count.
And now Axel Serra hits one out to center field, chasing it down as Lockhart. He's going to go over the wall for a big home run by the shortstop. 2-run shot, and that's the first runs of the game since the 3rd inning. And that'll put Columbus up 5-0 here in the 7th. As they needed that one here to try to secure a possible region title. As you see the big home run ball, that time Axel Serra clearing it over in center field. That one just carried out. Fastball from Kingston Long, and Serra got all of that one. 5-0 Blue Devils here in the 7th now, and that'll bring up Maddox Anderson, the second baseman.
I tell you what, Mike, I thought for a second Lockhart had a chance to maybe catch it, but it just went over the top of his glove.
Yeah, that one just kept going. It just kept carrying. That time inside fastball from Long. Anderson able to get out of the way of that one, but it's now a 1-0 count. And Serra, came into the game a little struggling for the season, 246 batting average, but that's his second home run of the season. As actually leading the team in home runs so far this year is Ren Smith. Up the middle, off the glove that time of Kingsley Long. Out into center field on the diving attempt, and Maddox Anderson with a base hit. And that keeps the inning going. And it's now 1 on, 2 down, and a 5-0 ball game.
By the way, score update. Brookstone defeats Westfield School 9-8 in game 1.
That's tighter than I would have.
Actually, they've had only one game. Do they have a doubleheader?
Looks like we might have another pitching change here from Dormany out on the mound. He's going to get Kingston Long back out into the outfield. Let's see what they have happen here as we got
the fourth pitching change for Shaw.
Looks like we've got Jordan Bray coming in from right field.
Got the lefty taking the mound.
That's going to be
number 15.
Boris Garcia. He was the designated hitter in the lineup here, hitting for Jordan Bray. So with him coming in to pitch, Jordan Bray ahead to the dugout. So after the home run ball given up by Kingston Long, we're going to see Garcia come in here.
I tell you, his windup kind of reminds me of Odalis Perez. I like it. I used to mimic baseball players when I was a kid, but the pitching styles, it's like exactly who that looks like. Oh yeah, the lefty with the swing of the leg, and then hiding the baseball in the glove, and then the quick release. Yeah, that's Odalis Perez.
So with that one, we'll have Long will make his way back out to center where he started off, Kingston Long. Lockhart to go from center to right field as Bray heads to the dugout. Now Garcia, again, started the game as a designated hitter. He'll come to the mound, throwing from the left side here, and that'll bring Paxton Wyatt in the 8th hole, the first baseman. He'll start things off to face Garcia. Paxton Wyatt 0 for 3 in the game with 3 strikeouts. Looking to try to avoid the golden sombrero now. No hitter wants to have that on their resume.
Nah.
So now with 1 on and 2 down in the top of the 7th, he's going to pop that one foul and make it an 0-1 count. Again, Garcia, maybe a little bit of a change up of style here, coming in from the left side. Is kind of had a little bit of flipping style here as well, as Kingsley Long came in with a lot more of a heater. And then Otis Stevens coming in with a great breaking ball. Kingston Long coming in with the heat as well, and then that time being able to take over the wall by Axel Serra. And then that one just a little bit high, another breaking ball from Boris Garcia, and it's now 1-1. And swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch to Paxton Wyatt, and he's now behind in the count, 1-2. See if we can try to do something with it here to avoid another strikeout with 2 down in the 7th. Outside, even things up 2-2. Again, Maddox Anderson out at first base after the base hit up the middle that chased Kingston Long out of the ball game. Columbus looking to try to clinch the region title with a win here today. And another strikeout, and he gets the golden sombrero. Let's go find the mariachi band. And that'll end the top half of the 7th, but not before Columbus plates 2 on the big 2-run bomb by Axel Serra, and that puts them up 5-0. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. 3 outs to go for the Raiders here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Nestled along the Chattahoochee River, City Mills blends historic charm with modern luxury. Stay in boutique-style rooms designed for comfort, just steps away from fine dining at Millhouse Kitchen and Bar. If you're planning a celebration, our event center offers stunning river views, elegant spaces, and a brand new riverside tent, perfect for weddings, receptions, and special gatherings, rain or shine. Whether you're here to relax, explore, or create lasting memories, City Mills is where history meets hospitality.
And we're back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Columbus looking to clinch the region title here today with a win over Shaw. They're just 3 outs away from doing so. Nottleman on the mound here for the 7th. He's already got 6 shutout innings of 1-hit ball, 12 strikeouts. And leading things off here for the Shaw Raiders, it's going to be Otis Stevens, 0 for 2 in the ball game with 2 strikeouts. 3, 4, 5 due up for the Raiders here in the 7th. And that's going to be inside off the glove of Hefner, and it's going to be a 1-1 count. So Nottleman trying to get a complete game here. Been able to mow through the order pretty quickly here, so not really a worry about pitch count for him at this point.
And, you know, we had Nick Long, the scout for the San Francisco Giants, here with a radar gun. Did you happen to glance and see how fast Nottleman's throwing?
I was wanting to, but I didn't want to give it away at the same time.
No,
And that was going to be chopped into the backhand. Axel Serra not able to make the play. And that's going to be the 2nd hit of the ball game for the Shaw Raiders. Both of them coming on infield hits. And Stevens will reach base here. That'll put 1 on with nobody out here in the 7th.
Yeah, that's all they're getting from Michael Nottleman. If they could get on, it's from infield hits.
Yeah, and I mean, they were able to put some in the air, but nothing hard hit so far in the ball game.
Yeah, they had the one where Smoke Blackman
Long,
tracked it down. Yeah, Kingston Long.
Had the one big hit that was tracked down, like you said, by Smoke in center. And taking off for second is Otis Stevens, and it's going to be a foul ball off the bat of Connor Dorminey, who's 0 for 2 in the game as well. 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, anytime you're in the zone and you're pitching a gem like Michael Nottleman, you really extra thank your infielders, especially for bailing you out if they make like a big giant catch or diving catch.
Poked out to right field, getting in front that time of Ren Smith. And moving up 90 feet is Otis Stevens. And that's the 6 innings of 1-hit ball, and now they start off the 7th with 2 hits back-to-back to lead things off here. And that'll bring up Bull McGee, probably the better power hitter of the team for the Shaw Raiders. A couple of home runs already for them on the season.
And I'm curious to see what Michael Nottleman's pitch count is.
Yeah, they're not. Some of these schools here have the pitch count on the scoreboard. And looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner for Connor Dorminey out here. Let's see.
Columbus has not played a game in a week, so Michael Nottleman has had rest.
Oh, he's had plenty of rest.
Plenty of rest. So I think Coach Mathis is going to say, hey, go get him. Try to get that complete game win.
Oh, yeah. And with Connor Dorminey reaching first on the base hit, he's going to get a pinch runner. Number 9, Ja'Cory Davis will come out there to run for the first baseman. And, again, that'll bring up Bull McGee. Again, a couple of long balls on the season for Shaw already for the young left fielder. 0 for 2 in the game with 2 strikeouts, looking to change direction here in the 7th. Spin around, throw to second base.
Very close.
A little bit of a lower throw that time. He'd have been dead to rights.
Oh, he would have had him.
But a little bit high on the throw, and Otis Stevens rolls back into second safely. And they both take off. Bull McGee swing and a miss, and the double steal as both Stevens and Ja'Cory Davis get the stolen base, and it's a 0-1 count to Bull McGee.
Well, it breaks up any double play chances or any force out chances.
Had the hit and run on there, did Coach Matt Dormany, and McGee just unable to make contact, but the speed of the base runner is still able to get the job done.
Worked it to perfection.
And they're going to get Otis Stevens as he tried to bait a pickoff throw that time by Nottleman, trying to distract him there, and he gets the pickoff on the 1-5-2 putout. They're trying to say it was a balk, but we'll see if they change the call here. As Coach Dormany makes his way out there to talk to the base umpire, who will now come.
They're pleading their case.
To the home plate umpire.
And the umpires are going to talk it over.
I was not looking at Nottleman on the mound when that happened. I was also distracted.
Yeah, they're calling the runner out.
By Otis Stevens.
And I mean, we both played baseball, Mike. You know exactly. You could see it a mile away when a pitcher does commit a balk.
Oh yeah, as long as his back foot came off the rubber before he made the throw over to third. Because I did not see him make a motion to home. So they. Yeah. But if you're Shaw and you're Coach Dormany, you want to try any means possible to try to get a run in there. But now there's one down in the 7th, and a 0-1 count to Bull McGee. Still at third base is Ja'Cory Davis, and that'll even things up 1-1 with the ball pitched outside. So 1-1 count to Bull McGee here with one down. 90 feet away from trying to break the shutout here with Ja'Cory Davis at third. In the dirt, that'll get past Colton Hefner coming in for it and sliding in head first to break up the shutout on the pass ball is Ja'Cory Davis, and it's now a 5-1 ball game and a 2-1 count on Bull McGee.
And right now, if you're Michael Nottleman, you just got to focus on the batter. The bases are cleared. You got 2 more outs to go. Yeah, you're not going to get the shutout, but you still, Michael Nottleman can try to get the win. That's the goal here.
Clinch the region. That's all you want to do at this point. And high and outside to make it a 3-1 count on McGee.
And I don't think there's any point where Michael Nottleman, like Coach Mathis is saying, well, he's probably fatigued. I think that he's going to let him finish this game regardless. That's just my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Inside corner, and he gets him looking that time to even the count, or actually run it full now, 3-2. So the payoff pitch coming from Nottleman to Bull McGee here with one down in the 7th. Swing and a miss, and he sets him down for the 3rd time today. 13th strikeout.
13
for
strikeouts.
Nottleman. And now that'll bring up Dylan Lockhart, who's moved his way. Started off the game in first, went to center. Now he's in right field.
Yeah, he made that double play, which probably will be a candidate for Houlihan's highlight of the week.
Oh, most certainly. And
although it's going up with that Jenna Fox solo shot earlier today, which I nominated. So you got some competition there, big boy.
Oh, yeah. And the first pitch from Nottleman outside to Lockhart. 0 for 2 on the day. Strikeout in the 2nd, and then a ground out to first in the 5th. And he'll poke that one out towards left center field. Chasing it down is Blackman, and he'll make the play to end the game, that time.
That's the ball game.
As Seals dove underneath him, but Blackman able to chase that one down, and that'll secure the region for the Blue Devils as they move to 11-0 in the region on the season. That puts them at 15-10 overall. Shaw drops to 14-9 and 9-2 in the region.
Another region title. That makes, I believe, 4 in a row, 3 in a row.
So good job by Coach Mathis and his Blue Devils to get another region title as they get ready to set here. And still got a couple of games to go here, but with a 2-game lead over Shaw. And basically a 2-game lead over Jordan. So there's still plenty of baseball left, but you can say they secured it from this point on. And with that being said, our With the 5-1 victory, our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game will go to Michael Nottleman. Came out on the mound today, 7 innings, gave up the 1 run on 3 hits for the Shaw Raiders. Also had 13 strikeouts for the ball game. And at the plate, Nottleman went 1 for 3 with a run scored and a big base hit in the 5th. So our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game, Michael Nottleman.
Yeah, well deserving.
Yes, he did. Great job on the mound today against the Shaw Raiders as he was on their turf and able to get 13 strikeouts and pitch the complete game for the victory and move Columbus to 11-0 in the region. As we get ready, and we'll have some more. We got, again, 7 broadcasts going on Thursday.
And that is 3 straight region titles because in 2023, Thomasville ended up winning the region. But I wanted to clear that up. It's 3 straight region titles.
Okay, yeah, 3 straight. Still not a bad one right there.
Yeah,
and then
not too shabby.
Nah, and then we'll be ready here as we got some more games going on here the rest of the week. Again, 7 broadcasts going on Thursday. And with the 5-1 victory, Columbus takes it here at Shaw. For Richard Holdridge, who's been my color and the big producer.
There you go.
For the game today, I'm Mike Frost, and we'll see you next time here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.